everyone, it's Tiffany with Ready Set Create, coming to you with a live process video. I am recording this on Sunday, April 14th, and after the live it will be up on my YouTube channel, so you can watch it anytime after that if you missed the live and you want to watch the replay, or if you want to watch any of my other replays. I will share the link and you can watch any of those videos at your convenience. So I am going to be doing a process video tonight, continuing to work in my Disney album. Let's see what I have. So this is the Adventure Parks Happy album, which is a smaller size. It's a 6.5 by 10 inch album, and I did 2 trips to Disney in 2023, so I'm going to record both of those in this album. And so when I work in a theme album, I like to just kind of keep all the supplies and everything together, so I can work on it. So let me show you what I've done so far. I have my first page here, which is just Disney vibes and just a picture of me with my ears on. And it's, I used a Peekaboo Pocket so I can add another photo here and do some journaling here. And then, so that's my opening page. And then the first page of my December trip is here. So it's just a photo of me and my kids in front of the castle, and then I'll do my journaling here. So it's going to be a pretty easy album to put together because I'm doing this smaller size. Tonight I'm going to be working on pictures of kind of prepping for both of the trips. Hi Gail, nice to see you. I know I haven't done a live in quite a while, so I really need to get I need to get back on track with what I'm doing with scrapbooking because I haven't scrapbooked in a while. So, so the photos I have tonight are some pictures of before each trip. So I have my daughter doing my nails, and there's my Disney nails, and the cat in the suitcase, and then I have, oh actually this is the March 2023 trip, so this is beforehand, and then this is that morning, us, the girls meeting at the airport, and then getting on the plane, and a picture of the wing. So I'm just doing the before getting ready to go trip, getting ready to go on our trip. And right now there's a virtual crop going on Creative Memories, and they have 4 sketches that you can use. And so I'm going to be using, I did a quick sketch of the sketch. I'm going to be using sketch number 1, which calls for 3 large circles at the top of the page and the bottom of the page. I'm going to spread that out and turn the sketch, I'm going to turn the sketch sideways and spread it out over my 2 pages. Because when you put these together, it's similar to a 12 by 12. So I am going to do 3 half circles on this side and 3 half circles on this side. When I complete this layout, I will post it with the sketch so you can see what I was talking about. But you know, the great thing about sketches is you can take it and just use it as a jumping off point, and then use your own ideas, and you know, just kind of a way to get you started when you're kind of stuck. Especially if you haven't scrapped for a while like me, it's great to start with a sketch. So I'm going to set this aside where I can see it, and I'm going to start with cutting the 3 circles, because that's kind of the first start of the layout. And I'm looking at these photos just to see if there's any colors that stand out. Obviously there's going to be a lot of red and things, but I might want to go for some blue for this one. So I'm going to pull out the papers, and this is the Adventure Parks collection that I'm going to be using. It's also this one that's kind of pretty. Oh, it's this on the other side. That's funny. So I basically want 3 circles, and then I want to have a stripe. So I think I might actually use, let's see, I saw one that I thought I might want to use. These are all double-sided, so you get, you know, 2 different patterns to choose from. I think I'm going to use this one because I'm not crazy about this pattern. It just messes with my eyes a little bit. So if I just do circles and then cut those in half, this might work for me. And then if I have just a stripe of this alongside it, that might work. So that's what I'm going to use as my circles for that layout. So I'm going to set that stuff aside. Oh, and let me show you, I'll probably use this in the layout at some point. I took a piece of pattern paper and I put it in my typewriter. I have an actual typewriter, and I typed a bunch of Disney phrases. So, do you believe in magic? Disney bound, magic happens here, Disney dreams, happiest place on earth. I just sat there typing, thinking of as many things as I could. I went onto Pinterest and did some searching of Disney phrases, and I just typed them all on the typewriter on my paper here, and then I can trim them out. I can use an X-Acto knife or my scissors, and I can cut these little pieces out, and then I can attach them onto the tab punch or just have them tucked next to photos. Just a fun way to add a little bit of interest. I'll set that aside. Hi Angel, how's it going? So I'm going to grab these papers and just move them out of the way so that I can cut my circles. I have a big Fiskars cutting mat as the base of my on my table. So this is what I work on, and I can cut right on this, which is really handy. But I'm going to pull out my custom cutting system, and I'm going to use the large circle and the blue blade. And confession, I did already practice this earlier. I just used some scrap paper to cut circles to see what would fit best. Now I'm using, I'm going to cut 3 because I need 3 on, I need 3 on each side, but you're cutting them in half. So what? I'm going to fit this in. I never get this right. Okay. So I only need 3 circles total, and I'm going to cut each one of those in half. So there's 1. Actually, I think I wanted the red. I don't think I wanted the blue, because I wanted to make the biggest, and that makes the smallest. Yep, I wanted the red. So if you're doing this technique, I think on the 12 by 12 layout, you would do a 4-inch square. So you could fit 3 of them on there. So this, because it's like 6.5-inch piece of paper, I kind of had to just practice with a few different sizes to get the right size. I always have a hard time getting these in the track. So I kind of have to get down at eye level and make sure I get them in there. So there's 1, 2, and now I'm going to cut my 3rd. My 3 circles. I've been doing all right, Angel. Could be better, you know, but life goes on. Try to get back into crafty mode. I just haven't really been in a crafty kind of mood these days. So hoping that this will kind of get the creative juices flowing a little bit. Creative Memories just came out with 2 new trimmer blades, the pinking blade and the colonial blade. So I'm going to try the pinking. Now, if you have the Creative Memories cutter, it's super easy to pop out blades and pop new ones in. So that was just the straight blade I had in there. I'm going to put the pinking one in. You just fit that right in. And then in the back, handy dandy storage, so you won't lose any. They just go right back there. So that was the new pinking one, and then this is the colonial. So I'm going to pop that one back here too. I am going to trim just 2 narrow pieces. I don't know if you can see that. It's just it's not a super heavy duty pinking. I'm going to turn it this way. Oh, I guess I'll do it again. 2 pieces. I'm going to switch this back to the straight blade because otherwise I'll forget. And then I'll go to cut something like a photo and it'll have the pinking in it. So always make sure to switch it back to the straight blade when you're done. Well, Angel, I hope that this helps get you inspired too. Hope it gets me inspired. I hope it gets you inspired. All right, so here's my 2 pieces. I am going to cut these circles in half. And I'm going to cut them in half so that I have all of the colors going across on both pieces. Oh, I think I cut my tiny one. Yeah, I didn't need to do that, but oh well. I'll set that aside and save it for something else. Okay. So I'm just going to run some adhesive along the edge of my layout. Make sure that these, I might have to move these a little bit. I really should have used repositionable, but I wasn't thinking because I'm out of the habit of scrapping. Ah, okay. I've already done it wrong. Yeah, I've already done it wrong. Okay. All right, I'm going to peel this up. Ignore what I just did because I'm trying to follow the sketch. I'm not good at following directions, guys. I'm just not. So I'm going to lay this down first. I will trim off the excess afterwards, but that's going to go first. Now I am going to get my repositionable because I want to be able to move these if I need to. I'm going to turn this a little sideways and I'm going to try to tuck these circles under the pinking edge because I want that to show up. I don't want to lose that little design there. But I'm using repositionable so that I can move these if I need to. So the sketch just calls for 3 along the edge with that flat edge. I'm going to trim this to 6.5 by 5 right now, or 6.5. No, by 10. 10. I am so out of practice, you guys. I'm just like not even thinking properly. Okay, so both of these are the right length now. And this one, I'm going to see if I can no, I'm just going to cut the edge off afterwards. Okay, so now I'm going to put some repositionable along here. And then I'm going to lay this one down, overlapping. This is an easier way to do it. Okay, well, we'll know for the next side. Okay, so there's side 1. Now side 2. I've got 1, 2, 3 circles. Set aside those little ones that were a mistake. So I'm going to put these about 1/4 of an inch from the edge. Remembering that that pinking sheared blue paper is going to overlap. There's my 3. And now this. And this side I'm going to flip over, trim that excess. Now I'm building my layout on a piece of scrap because I forgot to order refill pages for my album. So I'm just building on scrap paper until those refills come in. So there's the base of my layout. That was trickier than it should have been, but it's just because I really wasn't thinking about it properly. So when you do it, it won't be that tricky. And I still didn't follow it. It was, the circles are going that way. I still didn't do it. My brain is not, maybe, nope. Oh well, this is how it's gonna be. So the circles are supposed to face out and the line is supposed to be here. And I did it the opposite. Interesting. My brain's just not thinking correctly tonight. But this is what we're gonna go with. So now I have on this page, I want my daughter doing my nails, and I want my nails, and I want the cat in the luggage. And then on this side, I want us at the airport, us getting onto the plane, and then the wing. Me looking out the window. Okay. Now, the other thing, I need to add a title somewhere, and my title is going to be Bring on the Magic. And I also wanted to use this card from the Variety Mats, just as like an embellishment. So those are the two things I need to find a spot for. So I think the card, the luggage I'm going to put down here because I have my cat with the luggage. And then I think maybe I'll use a piece of this somewhere to do Bring on the Magic. So I'm going to start just by adhering these down. And I know this one I want to go in the back. So I'm going to put some adhesive on that one. And I'm not worrying about matting any of these photos because there's a lot going on in this layout. So I'm not going to mat these photos. And I'm not following the sketch exactly because obviously I've already turned it. I've already turned the direction of the sketch, but it does call for 3 photos, and I'm using 3 photos on each side. But it really, as soon as I saw it, I thought, ooh, I think I'm ready for to work on my Disney album, and I can use those photos. So anytime, if I have blank space, then that's a good spot to tuck under. So there's a lot of empty space here in this photo. So I'm going to tuck that under this one, and that gives me more space on my page when you can overlap a little bit. And then that one I can do that. Okay. So now I'm going to get my scissors and just fussy cut the luggage. And I like to leave a tiny bit of white space around when I fussy cut something. You can also cut right up against the line, but I like to leave a tiny bit of white space. Now my tiny scissors are upstairs, so using these bigger ones is a little trickier for fussy cutting, but I can make it happen. So I'm just going to trim these suitcases out. And I think I'll use some foam squares behind these to pop them up a little bit. Okay. Move that over. Hi Pat, nice to see you tonight on this very chilly, rainy kind of night. I turned the heat up when I got home. It was just kind of chilly in my house. And I talked to my sister earlier, and it was super hot where she is. And then I talked to my kid's dad, my ex-husband, and he's in Florida today. He was traveling, and he said it was really hot where he was. And I'm like, well, not here. It's just kind of raw tonight. I'm ready for spring. I'm ready for sunshine. Where is the sunshine? I would like to know. All right, so I just added a bunch of little foam squares to the back of my luggage so that that kind of stands out a little bit. And now I'm going to use, oh, it has airplanes on it with the luggage. So I'm going to use this piece here over here. Oh, maybe right here. This is a good spot for it. So I'm going to make a little, maybe I'll use the pinking shears. All right, I'm going to swap out this blade again and grab that pinking blade just to carry that that theme. And I am going to trim this, I guess right about there. I could certainly build the title first and then trim it. That would make a lot more sense, but I'm not making sense in the order that I scrapbook tonight because I'm just not. So this is how we're doing it. So I want to write bring on the magic. And I think I'm going to write out the word magic, but I'm going to spell bring on the with my stickers. So I got the teeny tiny, I love these, black classy mini. They're so cute and so tiny. I really like them. So I'm going to start with I'm going to start right at the top, because then if I have room underneath, I'll do a little bit of journaling right there. So this is going to be a little tedious, just spelling this title here. These letters are so tiny. My little picking tool would be handy. It's upstairs. I was crafting upstairs last week. So some of my most used items are upstairs, which is not handy when you're crafting downstairs. I'm gonna have to fiddle with these later, but you don't need to watch me fiddling with them. Bring these letters are so tiny, but I really like them. They're cute. Oh, these are so crooked. Yeah, I will definitely be fiddling with these later. You guys are watching this and going, Tiffany, I promise I've had no wine tonight. Oh, I did have a margarita earlier, but one margarita does not equal making letters this crooked. I will fix this. You really need the picking tool, some kind of picking tool, tweezers or whatever you have in your supply. You really need that for these letters because they're so tiny. But nice for a longer title like this because bigger stickers would just take up so much room. Okay, bring on the, I'm gonna grab my red marker. did it thin, but I think I'm going to go over it thicker. Yeah, that's better. And then I have space that I can do my journaling down there. Yeah, I really have to fix that title. That's so crooked, but that's fine. I will fix that, don't worry. Let me grab my black marker, and I'm just going to do a little bit of detailing on here. So I'm going to do just some outlining on the circles to make them stand out a little bit, because this pattern is just so busy. And I certainly could have done this ahead of time and like outlined all of them before I stuck them down. I think that was my plan and I just forgot. I'm just going to do this outline here. No real fancy techniques of any kind on this layout, but it's going to be really easy to put this album together because it's just going to be these happy album pages. So it's going to be really fun to be able to put this together. I'm going to grab, let's see, so I have my embellishments in this little bowl here on a couple of cough drops. I'm just going to see if there's any, you know, I might want to add something here that isn't too big, but I like that yellow because then that kind of goes with this. I think I'd like to trim this down because it covers up too much of that photo, but I'll work on that afterwards. I think I'm going to stick with that yellow starburst there. I like that. And then I have some of these arrows. I don't know that it needs anything else. I think I might just do that yellow right there. Oh, Pat, you're in Florida. Lucky you. Yeah, you've got some beautiful weather. Not dealing with all the rain. So I think what I'll do is outline this card. I'm going to trim it a little bit and fix my letters because they're really crooked. And then I can do my little bit of journaling there. I'm not going to do a ton of journaling in this album because it's pretty self-explanatory, but you know, these are my getting ready for my trip photos. So, so that's the beginning of my March 2023 adventure. So like I said, it's going to start with, this is my opening page with my little flip flap so I can add my journaling here. And then it will go right to, this will be the next page. This will be the beginning of my March trip. And then once I finish my March trip, this will be the beginning of my December trip. So I'll have two Disney vacations in this little album. So thank you so much for joining me. I will definitely be back with another Disney page because now that I'm getting started, I really want to keep working on this album. And I want to keep, I've picked up a lot of tools and a lot of new papers and things lately, so I really need to start using them. So I will be back again soon. I appreciate everyone for joining me tonight, and I will see you again soon. Bye, everybody.